Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Chad Prather Show. Are you sick of seeing us yet? I'm not. I enjoy being on the video. I think that people need to tune in not only to the YouTube and the Facebook videos, but they need to go to where podcasts are available, and they need to hit subscribe and then download every week. We're coming to you 4 times a week, Monday through Thursday. Every night at 6 p.m., you can get a brand new episode of the Chad Prather Show. We got great guests. We're talking about everything. And I know, here's another thing. Everybody wants to just talk about politics and all this stuff. We talk plenty about politics. This is a show that talks about a macro view of culture, things that affect you, people in our world, people in your world that you need to get to know, because let's face it, we live in an age of influencers. Everybody throughout history has always put their story on a wall, whether that's a Egyptian hieroglyphic or a Native American cave drawing. These days, we're putting it on a digital wall, and the stories are just as important. Now, it used to be, Bougie Sean, and I will say this because he needs to be educated on this, it used to be that we only kept the words for posterity of like the prophets and the priests and the kings and the philosophers and the poets. But these days, everybody has a voice, Bougie. Everybody. But not everybody's responsible with that voice. You know what I mean? So now we just burp on the wall, and it's out there for eternity. And I'm telling you, one of these days, and I'll tell you this, my buddy, also a host on the Blaze TV, Andrew Heaton, has said one of these days aliens are going to invade Earth. They're going to dig up our artifacts. They're going to find this thing called Twitter. They're going to boot it up, and they're going to see that we elected a game show host who was washed up as our king, and they're going to say, all hail Trump, you know. And so that's what we're leaving for posterity. It's crazy. I saw a meme today of Trump standing on a tank that was, he was shooting him MAGA 2020, and I'm like, can you imagine if an alien culture came down here today and saw the stuff we're putting on our digital wall? But hey, here we are. We're on your wall, and you're watching, and we appreciate that. And I've had people who say, well, we like the little short truck videos. Why you got to talk for 45 minutes? Because we want to, and we can.
I get my news from memes.
Steve Powell. We're making that T-shirt, by the way.
That's my line. I get my news.
Party Foul Steve, my wife Jade, the lovely Natalie Wood Stanyer is over there. Of course, Bougie Sean and director Mark Tate behind they're in the mothership over there controlling this thing. And I have these two giant men, these Amazon men. I don't know that Amazons have men sitting next to me.
Me Too movement.
I hope there's not a Me Too movement that happens in Studio 22, because these guys, they win. And I'll just tell you, if the stuff goes down, the stuff goes down, I'm on their team.
Got your back.
I'm on their team. Not only are they giants, these guys are Philistines, but they're also well armed. They're well armed. So I have in Studio 22 sitting here with me today, hanging out. Awkwardly and uncomfortably sitting in the middle, high, towering above the rest. This is how comfortable and confident I am in my masculinity. I'm just chill. I know I'm amongst allies. You got Joseph and Jared Stanyer. Yeah. These are gun dealers. I love gun dealers.
We like guns.
I love gun dealers that give me a discount.
We can see how this goes first.
Let's see how this chat goes.
Prather discount. We'll work something out.
Let's see how this chat goes, and we have to kick your ass, and you're paying full price. I love it. I want you guys to tell me how. There's so many places I want to go with y'all today, because I love this perspective. The gun debate in America today is just, it's gotten ridiculous, and people are doing it till they're blue in the face. You know, should we have guns? Should we legislate what guns we can have? Is there certain pieces of equipment that you can add to your gun? And like, I want to trick my gun out, my guns and my rifles. I want them to have everything. I want like 4 red dot lasers on, sights on the gun. I don't care if I need them all. I just want it to look like a mean machine.
Won't make you shoot better.
Yeah, just a mean machine. I want to look like a Rambo. How'd you guys get into the gun business?
So I'll start.
Yeah. I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
You
got the high chair. Honestly, it was a family business for a long time. Dad started in the gun business in the 80s, had a really small shop, and he and a buddy of his started at the time, lifelong friend of his, quickly moved it out to Grapevine because they needed some room to grow, and we went to school out over on the South Lake side as well in high school. And Dad ran with the gun business, and as he grew and grew and grew, his little shop in Grapevine just wasn't going to quite cut it, so eventually stopped into Irving for a short time and then moved into Bedford where we are right now. It's the DFW Shooting Sports. That's our store over there right now. And it was a long road. My brother and I never knew we would actually be running the business one day. Dad always offered it up and gave it as an option, but we kind of went down our own paths doing other things. And lo and behold, in 2012, Dad said, I think I'm ready to retire. Do you guys want to take the reins on this? And Jared and I kind of looked at each other and said, well, yeah, we want to go ahead and give this.
And there wasn't a fight? There wasn't a fight amongst who was going to?
No, fortunately, he and I have a great relationship, and we kind of complement where the other one may fall short. I fall short all over the place, and he picks up my shortcomings. So
Jared, how tall are you?
6'4".
And how tall are you?
About the same.
And Jared, you're about 6'4" wide as well. I mean, your shoulders are. I mean, I can't imagine. It'd be Clash of the Titans if you guys got into a fight. Do y'all have other brothers?
Nope, just us.
That's it.
Just us.
Did y'all get along growing up?
We did.
Oddly enough,
Thank God.
Dad didn't leave a whole lot of room to be able to argue.
Yeah.
Figure it out.
Is your dad big like y'all?
He was a force to be reckoned with. Then.
He was, yeah?
Yeah, he didn't stand for much chaos or anything in the house. He liked it even keeled.
Sweet Lord, y'all went through groceries.
We did. There was a lot of food in the house.
I'm telling
that
you,
a
man,
bunch.
y'all are monsters. That's why I'm telling you, if the stuff ever goes down, I'm
Don't
on their
look at
side,
me.
Booge.
Yeah, don't look at me.
No, I trust me. When it comes to saving my life, I will never look at you,
Don't-
Bougie.
definitely
I
don't
will
look at me.
I will
What's
never
a
look
gun?
at you, Bougie. No, these guys are giants. Jared, what changes? So 2012, your father comes to you and he says, I'm going to retire. I'm in the gun business. And you grew up with guns. You grew up seeing that business. And then all of a sudden now you're at the helm. You're taking over. What are the changes y'all have seen? Has it gotten more difficult to be in the gun business? Has it become a more admirable thing? Or do people criticize it? What flack do you catch? What praise do you catch?
These days it is, more criticizing. It's, we've got a lot of friends. We live in an area here where people do like guns, so
Thank God
it's
for
well
Texas,
received,
right?
in Texas.
Yeah.
And it's, there you see a lot out there on the news, but it's a tough time. A lot of times pricing's a point. You got a lot of internet companies out there that it's a race to the bottom. So it's, to get ahead in this business, and like a lot of business, it's got to be great customer service, great industry knowledge, and a good inventory for people to choose from, so they can see what's available. But, it's gotten a lot more competitive, and when Obama in 2013 said, "Hey, high capacity magazines are going to be outlawed," all the ammo and stuff that goes along with it, and everything, it really had a whole bunch of more federal firearms licensed dealers open, because they're like, "Oh, that's where the money's at these days."
Really?
Until there weren't any more guns to be sold.
Have you? So, like, I remember when all of a sudden there was like this run on ammunition, and they were really shutting everything down, and everybody, you could buy like 9mm on Tuesday morning at Dick's or at Academy, and there was a line
When
down the
shipment
deal.
came in,
Yeah, and that was the weirdest deal, because, and I had this theory. I was like, I'm going to stockpile. I shouldn't say this publicly. What's up, America? I said, I'm going to stockpile 22 bullets, because I think at some point in time we might get to a point where that's like currency. Like, just 20. I'm just like, I don't even own a 22 anymore. I'm just going to stockpile 22 bullets, because at some point in time, if the Fed just crashes and there's no gold coins or silver or whatever, and I can't sell my wife for profit anymore, because she's hot. Look at her. She's
She's a good one.
She's easy. For a fee. But no, I was like 22 bullets. I think. But I look at this thing. So if you guys seen I know you've seen it. I want your opinion on it. Those high capacity deal, like the circle magazines that are the round ones that you just. How many will those hold? I mean, that'll hold a bunch, right?
100, probably 50 to 100. There's a couple different ones out there.
Do you like those?
They're hard to load. Or I should say
can
they're
only
hard.
imagine.
Your thumb gets sore.
Yeah.
So yeah, you got to have the kids do that for you.
You gotta have. They don't have the auto loader deal. Yeah. Yeah, my wife's thumb gets sore too. It's only because I tell her to put it places. Look at her face. Look at her rolling her eyes. Oh yeah, bless her heart. Let's see
hair
your
flip.
thumb.
Hair flip.
Bless her heart. Bam, there it is. I love going to the peanut gallery for the hair flip. Look at Party Foul sitting over there like a pimp,
He can do a hair flip
just
too.
hanging out.
I saw it earlier.
just chilling over there in the folds of honor chair. I like that. You guys are both veterans. You're Army. Jared, you're Marine.
Hoorah.
Yes. Hoorah.
What led your decision on which branch of the military to go into?
Joseph was pretty easy from school. You want to
The draft. It was the draft.
Yeah.
Just yanked right in. Yeah.
Didn't have a choice.
I graduated out in South Lake. We actually both did, and had the opportunity to go to the military academy. West Point was looking at me for playing football out there, and I was fortunate enough to get on that train and head up north and spend a lot of time. And
how'd you like that, from Texas to New York?
Oh man, it was a change.
Yeah,
it was a change. It's a different mentality up there. I got a lot of friends up there, of course, but it's just a different mentality. Natalie always laughs because every time I talk to any of those guys that I went to school with, I turn quickly from a Joseph to a, hey, Joe.
Yeah.
It was always, Joe, what are you doing?
Can you imagine going into the Army, graduating from West Point, playing football for the Army, and all of these things, and your name is Joe? And you are G.I. Joe.
Oh, no.
I mean, you
there
are.
it is.
Army Joe.
I mean, you are
thought
G.I. Joe. You are a grunt, man. And listen, our party foul Steve, he's sitting over here by your lovely wife Natalie, who's a former Dallas Cowboys cheerleader. He knows all of these stats of the Cowboys cheerleaders. I know all the G.I. Joe stats because that was, they used to come with a little trading card on the back of the package, and so that's funny.
He was playing with Barbies and you were playing with G.I. Joes?
Yeah, well, they all played the same games. Trust me. Yeah. Joe had R&R. You know what I'm saying? Joe got leave, man. He was in Pensacola. Yeah, right outside of Fort Hood. He went up to Austin. But no, you were a Black Hawk helicopter.
I did. Yeah,
pilot.
I flew helicopters. Once I got out of West Point, went down to Fort Rucker, spent some time down there, and learned how to fly them.
Yeah. I love the names of Army bases like Fort Hood, Fort Bragg, Fort Rucker. It was like Benning, and it just sounds tough. It's like, you live here, we're going to kick your ass. You drink. So flying a helicopter, did you have desire to do that? I mean, is that just kind of the way the path went?
Believe it or not, I actually took a random class, an aviation class in high school. And it was just a random thing that I took because I kind of liked the thought of flying one day.
Yeah.
And once I started looking at different options in the Army, infantry, go drive tanks, could shoot really big guns out of Fort Sill up in Oklahoma, I said, you know what? I think I still want to stay on the aviation side of things. It just intrigued me.
As I was a kid, when I was a kid, I wanted to fly a helicopter. That was my childhood dreams. And then as I got older, I realized that those things fly in spite of themselves. And I was like, yeah, I'm all good. I had a deal down in Beaumont, Texas, that wanted to fly me. They wanted me to come down to Beaumont. I was going to speak at this event. They wanted to put me on a helicopter and bring me over to the event, like some big grand entry. And I was like, no, I'll just drive in. I'm just going to drive in. And then our buddy Troy Gentry with Montgomery Gentry. I've had friends that have died in helicopter crashes, and Troy Gentry did. A year and a half ago, and I'm like, oh, I just can't. It was crazy. Is that true? Is that an adequate assessment of that, trying to fly a helicopter? I mean, I've heard it's really hard.
It takes a little getting used to. Hovering is the hardest thing.
I got a friend up in St. Joe, Texas. He's wrecked 3 of them. He doesn't know how to fly it.
I wouldn't fly with that guy.
Lucky man.
Our buddies were rednecks with paychecks. Listen, Darren, they jumped in a helicopter one night, and some of our other buddies were out in a boat. They were in the lake. They were fishing, night fishing, and they were going to see how close they could get. Derek Morse, our buddy that owns Rednecks with Paychecks, he was in the helicopter, and they were going to just spook them a little bit, and the thing hit the water. The rotor hit the water, and boom, the wreckage is still on the property up there at Rednecks with Paychecks in St. Joe. It's a mangled mess. Had it been a Bell helicopter and a real stiff, they would have sliced them all apart, but the thing broke up, and they were all, it pulled their pants off. It pulled all their clothes off, and they're out there naked in the middle of the lake. This is
Are you
the
sure
truth
they
about
weren't drunk
rednecks.
and
They may
naked
have been
flying a
naked
helicopter?
before.
It's they were probably naked in the helicopter. Let's go see if them fish like worms. Probably true. God, anyway, so I'm like, good God. And then one time, Darren, he gets on they were waiting on a pilot to come, and they had a little bird sitting on a flatbed truck, and he was like, screw it, I can fly this thing. And he went, whoop, just literally off the thing, got 6 feet high, and just went poof, like that. Hey, this guy's still alive.
Don't fly with that guy.
He's still alive. By the grace of God, he's still alive. The Marines.
Few the proud.
What were you thinking? Party Foul Steve's a Marine. I don't know that people know this. Party Foul, look at him.
We got to talk a little while ago.
He's these days he's not so much tight as much as he's high.
You can look beside me and tell I'm a Marine on either side.
Look into your soul. Jared, how'd you go to the Marines?
So I didn't have a scholarship out of high school. I went off to Abilene Christian.
You sucked at football?
Damn it!
Yeah, I went to Abilene Christian.
Yeah.
ACU out there, and got about a year in, and Dad said, "Yeah, your grades aren't where they need to be. You're enjoying it too much. Want to come back home, do a little junior college." So I went
yeah.
Natalie married the right one.
I'll finish the story. Hold tight.
He ain't smart enough to get on Match.com.
So went to a couple colleges.
Yeah.
Decided jump in the Marine Corps, go in and enlist, and so I did that, and did that for 4 years. Was thinking I should have applied myself a little more. Came back, graduated from North Texas, then decided to go see OCS and in Quantico, and went the officer side, and
He's
did
smart.
another
He went to
4
Quantico.
years.
He's all right. He's got some stuff going on.
So it took me a little bit longer though.
Yeah.
Figure things out.
It was
Take that,
a
party foul.
Robert Frost type of journey. I took the road less traveled, and that's made all the difference.
College.
I'm the older brother, so he got to learn from me. And
What's the age difference in you guys?
what do you think?
I'd say 4 years.
Close.
Yeah?
2.5.
2.5.
Yep.
That's how they should space it out.
It's a good space.
Yeah.
Right around the 3-year mark. I think.
Yeah, that's how I try to space mine out too. You have sisters?
We do not.
Thank God.
No.
I'd love to see the
Family's
chest hair
real
on that
easy.
chick. Jesus, there's so much testosterone in this room right now. I'm a little high from it. I promise you. You're just talking about helicopters and guns and Marines and hoo-ah. I'm seeing the halls of Montezuma, and I got an erection. I'm telling you, it's ridiculous in this place right now. My wife's rolling her eyes. She loves my testosterone. She owns it all. She's got it in the gun safe at home. Have you seen? Did you see a shift after Obama left office and then Trump took office? Gun sales, did they fluctuate? Did they change? They go higher? They go lower? What happened?
You know, believe it or not, it actually went down on our side, the retail side.
Mm-hmm.
We were fortunate because we've had pretty steady growth all along. But when Trump got into office, everybody that loved guns out there, I mean, it just was almost like, oh, our guns are safe.
Sigh of relief.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so there wasn't any hurry to run to the retail store and do some shopping.
Yeah. Because I was that dude who was standing in line at the academy on Tuesday morning, making sure that the 9mm
Everybody had their
got
surplus.
Yeah, and I was afraid, during that period of time, like I didn't want to go to the range. I didn't want to fire off.
Use your ammo.
I was like, dude, I might have to shoot somebody. You know, and we laugh about that, but this is freaking Texas, dude. Like I have this, the world's gone friggin' nuts, dude. I have security systems around my house. We got personal protection dogs. We got a gun in every room. And people are like, why? And I'm like, because of you idiots. The people that want to kick your door in and come in there and try to take your stuff, I'll give you my stuff. Like, I've got this new theory that if you take the crap laying around your house and just put it in an Amazon box and tape it up and put it on your front porch, people will stake it for you. Like, they'll take it.
Get the pirates out there.
They'll just
Porch
come get
pirates.
it. But no, God bless Texas. And I don't think that people really understand how blessed we have it in Texas because we have a gun culture. Oklahoma just passed a new Second Amendment open carry law. Do you like that? Do you think that's a good thing?
I like that there aren't any restrictions for us.
Yeah.
You just don't see that much open carry.
Yeah.
We've
nice to have
for
as
a
an
long
option.
time.
I don't, Jared, what do you think? I don't think, me personally, I'm not a fan of open carry. I don't think everybody needs to go around 6 guns blazing, or hanging on your hip there.
It's
Looks
nice.
good.
It's
but
nice to have the option. It's one of those things that hey, we're afforded the right, and we can do it if we want to. But I don't see people doing it that much. Everybody that comes in our store is still concealed carry because if you're standing in a line and somebody's about to rob the place, they're going to shoot you first or take your gun and and have you the center of attention.
You kind of make yourself the target.
That's
of an open
exactly
carry,
it.
yeah.
And it honestly, it does. It can, I think, make some people uneasy.
Yeah. Well, I wear skinny jeans, so open carry is great for me because I can, I don't have to try to tuck it anywhere. It's fantastic. No, I've never been a huge fan of, as a person, I like the right, but as a personal practice, I don't want to carry it open. That's not.
We're with you.
I like to conceal it, and there's so many, clothing lines these days that have made, and so I always, when I'm looking at guns these days, I'm always saying, how would that conceal? Where would you put that? And so. Did you guys, growing up around guns, did you see yourselves as gun collectors, or was it just so much a part of your life that, we got guns?
I think we were always around them so much, and we always, when you're in any business out there, you're always going to have some of the best stuff.
Yeah.
Just by nature. I mean, call it what it is, but when you see something at the store, you're like, man, I'd like to have one of those.
Yeah.
It comes to the house. All right, I'm done with that one. Let's move on.
Right back to the store.
Right back to the store. Let's
Like
sell
every
that
6
one.
weeks, I have a new favorite gun.
So we always had some cool stuff around the house, but it was just kind of understood. We enjoyed being around them, and it became part of our family. Really.
Dad was a collector.
Yeah.
I think
Really?
he collected too much, which has made me and Joseph not collect as much.
It also gave you the option to
Hoarding,
live in
maybe?
Southlake. You know, I mean, what else?
Yeah.
I mean, we ain't University Park, but hey.
Right by Grapevine.
Yeah.
For those of you who are not from Texas or not from the Dallas-Fort Worth area, they doing okay. And I know that just because I know what they're paying in property taxes. Damn! So anyway, no, I love you guys. Y'all are my new best friends, and I need $50.
Appreciate that.
We have a gun dealer down in Burleson, and he had this rifle. It was an old rifle, but it was in mint condition. And he had one of the guys that works in the store, he said he kept getting a fax from someone who was interested in that gun. And the fax claimed to be Hank Williams Jr. because Bocephus is a gun collector. Who faxes?
Who faxes?
Who
I was gonna say,
faxes?
how long
Is
ago
it
was
still?
this?
I mean, this is like, the store still had a fax machine. I mean, who has a fax machine? I guess I don't know, stuff like that. You got to have it, but a lot of paperwork's going back and forth. So anyway, he kept ignoring the faxes. He just threw them in the trash. He thought it was a joke, and long story short, he got a phone call one day, and he's like, "You know who this is?" He's like, "Yeah, this is Hank Williams Jr." He goes, "You ever watch Monday Night Football?" He goes, "No, you don't have to convince me. I know,
yeah.
I know who this
wow.
is." So yeah, buying that rifle. But I've never been a collector, but because I've always been broke. But I do like. What do you think it is? What is it about the male psyche that draws us to guns? Like we just can't get enough of it. Jared, what do you think?
And I tell you, it's the masculinity. It's getting to, it's.
This is my rifle. This is my
That's
gun.
it.
You're gonna go the
That's
Marine
it.
round on
Yeah.
that?
You're
Feel it.
extra strong, right?
This is for shooting in
when
the-
you
or
can
this is-
shoot
yeah.
somebody
Fun,
1,000 yards away, one man size silhouette, 1,000 yards. It's pretty empowering.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's awesome.
There's something about being able to reach out and touch someone. It really is. And we live in a day and age and the thing that frustrates me is the news, the mainstream media doesn't report the good things about gun ownership. And that frustrates me. There was a deal, we talked about it on a prior episode a couple of weeks ago where there was somebody who held up at gunpoint. They're in a Dollar General. I mean, if you're going to rob the Dollar General, isn't that like robbing the strip club? All you're getting
Of
is
all the
singles, right?
places.
Strip clubs make a lot more money. I don't know from experience, but strip clubs make a lot more
Bougie
money.
Sean in
Rumor on
Miami.
the street.
I don't go to strip clubs.
Anymore because he swiped right. The
Tinder.
Tinder. No, but so anyway, the guy, and so obviously the dude was in the back of the store and he saw what was going on. He came up, pulled his gun, and killed a guy and shot him. And you don't hear a big thing about that. And I'm on Twitter a lot. And back when the guy was, the Parkland shooting happened last year, and then the guy was sending mail bombs or putting bombs out in packages down in Austin. And I did a tweet that was pulled out of context. I hate it when Tommy Lahren retweets me, first of all, because Tommy's a friend. But every time Tommy retweets you, you can expect all the hate to come your way. So it's true because people hate our guts. And Tommy, if you're watching this, I love you. We'd love to get you back on the program, but I know you ain't coming back in the Blaze Studios.
No comment.
We can't say anything about that, can we? Anyway, I love Tommy. She's a good friend. But I hate it when she retweets me. I'm kidding. Retweet me, Tommy.
Tommy, you can retweet us.
Give me all the craziness.
Get us out there.
So I did a deal, and it was taken out of context where I said, hey, basically they haven't, they haven't passed more legislation about bombs, but people are still getting killed down there. And I was doing it as a reference to guns because people think more legislation is the answer to this gun violence and stuff. What do y'all think about that? When you see that, do you cringe?
We do cringe. It's frustrating to see that. It's it's the person behind it that is driving the train, and we try to encourage so much in the way of self-defense and training in everything that we do. And it's just frustrating that everything is so blown up with the media on, oh, here's how bad they are.
Yeah.
Here's what this gun did. The gun didn't do it.
Yeah.
It's the crazy person behind it that walks in and has that shooting spree.
Yeah.
And in our minds, of course, we want that trained person that is hopefully within that crowd to remedy the situation, because there's no other way to do it at that point.
I hope somebody does. I think about it every time I meet at the Waffle House, and that's weekly.
And you talk about some of the legislation and stuff like that. I mean, background checks, stricter background checks, some of that stuff. We don't want the guns in the hands of the bad people at all. So, it's as long as
Jared.
you're being aware.
Yeah.
We aren't saying no. We don't want anything to change. I mean, if there's something that's positive like that, but don't take away our rights.
But the misinformation is BS. You got guys like celebrities, Tom Arnold, who gets on and says, well, he tweets and he says 80% of gun owners either shoot themselves or a loved one. What? I mean, what crap are you? I mean, this is stupid. It's dumb stuff. I mean, that's legitimate. That's a belief system. And that's the thing. And then you have people who say, well, we got to have universal background checks. I've bought a lot of guns. I've never not been background checked.
Right.
Now, granted, all those guns are now in the bottom of the lake. I don't own them anymore. But I was background checked on all of that. All my guns were in the back of this little chopper. There we were. We weren't in Vietnam. We were in Gainesville, Texas.
Naked.
Naked. We were naked in an airplane. I mean, a helicopter. Yeah, that's right. Jussie Smollett was there, along with David Hogg.
It's all true.
David Hogg was there. No, so you look at that, and I'm like, the crimes aren't being committed by people that filled out the paperwork. That's the deal. So I look at that, and I'm like, it's an ill-informed deal. I go to the NRA conventions. I'm a lifetime member of the NRA. I believe in it. I know that folks want to say, oh, they got blood on their hands, but mass shootings and murders aren't happening by NRA members. So here's what I ask you. Did the man in Vegas, October 1st, did he act alone? What's your opinion on that deal?
That's a tough one. I think, isn't that case still going? I don't know.
I don't know. We don't hear about it anymore.
Yeah.
Isn't that fascinating?
That's crazy.
Let's go to the peanut gallery. Natalie, do you think he acted alone? As she thinks. It's a good thing she's pretty.
I know a lot about that one because, of course, bump stocks came up, and I know the boys were asked a lot about do you want that on a gun?
Yeah.
I do.
Do you want it on a gun, guys? Do y'all want it on a gun?
No. I do. I do think he acted alone.
You would think he acted alone.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do.
Do y'all want bump stocks on guns, or do you want the freedom to have bump stocks on guns?
I enjoy the freedom. I will say there are a lot of laws that are put in place to minimize some of that rate of fire.
Yeah.
And they're very thorough laws. When you get into the machine gun realm,
I just know that if a bump stock's on a gun, I can't hit shit, so I don't like it.
It gets sloppy and
pray.
I go high, because instead of pulling the gun to you, you're pushing it away from you, and I don't like all that. But anyway,
it's
that's personal preference. Shut up, Sean.
Exactly what I said.
Sean's never shot a gun in his life.
I've shot a few guns.
Sean holds
it
it sideways like gangsta style.
Yeah,
He's
definitely
like,
do it that way.
This is my 9. I can't hit nothing with it, but I look
society
badass.
all over
Look
here.
at
This
me.
is all menace to society.
Look at you.
But I'm not a gun
Hi.
person. I just don't know that world. I mean, I'm from Brooklyn, New York. I didn't grow up with that gun culture, so it's amazing to hear the conversation happen. But I don't
there
know
were any guns
anything
in
about
New
it.
York.
Oh, there's no guns in Brooklyn.
None of the good
Yeah.
people, none of the
Oh no,
good people have
there were
them.
guns in school. I mean, I walked around with kids that had guns in high school that you weren't supposed to have it. But
Exactly. So you're explaining the point. You're not talking about people that went a legal route.
it
Somebody
was
bought it
illegal.
out of the trunk of a car.
oh yeah, without a doubt. I saw, I was a freshman in high school, and a guy came in and he's like, "Hey, look at my gun," and I was like, "Why do you have a gun in school? Why?"
Because
He's
he
like,
went to
"I
school
got
in
it."
Brooklyn.
Exactly, but it's a different world.
To show to my friends.
And now they're talking about legislation. New York's crazy, dude. Now they're talking about legislation where they want to check your background, 3 years of your search history on the internet before they'll sell you a gun. I am not trying to shoot any lesbians. I am not. I just
Yeah.
Here we go.
listen. I look. Can I say? Can I? Shut up, Mark. No, I don't want anybody to search my background. 3 years of search history could get interesting. Anyway, but that's ludicrous.
That's just crazy.
Who's got time to do that for everybody that buys a gun?
It's stuff like that's ludicrous.
But it's really sad about New York, though, because New York City is different from New York State. Like, upstate New York is totally different, and a lot of people
That is true.
have a misconception. Like, there's a lot of people. When I was working
California's
with the NRA,
the same way.
they had a lot. We went up to Buffalo, and we spoke to people that are gun owners and respectful gun-abiding citizens. And New York City is just what holds everything back. Everybody just thinks that New York State is just completely like that. It's not. It's just New York City's like that, but there's a lot of farmers upstate New York that want access to guns, that need it for whatever they do up there with guns. I don't know. I'm from Brooklyn.
So Bougie worked for NRA. You worked for NRA.
Marketing company.
But you produced shows for the NRA.
Yeah.
And so who'd you travel with the most? Colin Noir?
Yeah, Collins Noir.
Yeah. So, I mean, so obviously you were exposed to gun culture in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
That it's just, and you met a lot of gun owners. What is your opinion, Sean, on how the NRA is looked at with all of this stuff?
I mean,
do you think they're getting an unfair?
Oh, for sure. For sure. I mean, even growing up from New York, I've always wanted access to guns. Again, I didn't live in that world. I don't know that culture, but I've always felt if you had a gun or if you had something to protect yourself, you would be more respected in a sense. Like you can't like in Texas, you can't just go up to somebody and start, a fight or rah because you don't know who's carrying or who's going to protect themselves. I'm being honest.
No, I know you are. You're going to get shot.
Yep.
You're going to get shot. So there's a level of respect that you have to have. And again, guns are not, people that own guns legally are not going to go out there and say, hey, I want to shoot everybody up. That's not the world we live in. So I do respect the idea of having access to guns.
Yeah.
If I knew about it better, I would own guns, but I don't know. I have a 2-year-old at home. I don't know what to do. I'm like, do I have a gun? Where do I put it when I'm not home? Where's the gun? How do I lock it? Is there a safe? Do I leave it out? Do I live it? You know what I mean? It's just a different world.
I got 5 kids, and I don't even live with that kind of fear because we educated the kids when it came to guns. That was the thing. You educate them, and it's, I don't sit there and live in fear with any of that stuff. And we just did an episode with Antonia Okafor, who's a Second Amendment activist. She's based out of Dallas. And we went to the gun range, we shot, and we talked. And in that episode of Humor Me on Blaze TV, which you can get at blazetv.com/Chad, just use promo code Chad. We were talking about it. Did you even shoot any guns that day at the range?
No.
You didn't. Jason shot a few, and
yeah,
we shot some machine guns and Uzi and a lot of things like that.
Was it fun?
Yeah, it was great.
I've shot
It's going to be a next lead-in right here.
That's always a good time.
NRA class, the carry guard class. I took the special class. They were doing a training on a new class that they wanted to introduce for new people that started to carry, and I took the class because I wanted to learn and figure it out. I sliced my finger open with the Glock slide.
It's not the first time he's ever done that. You know why? Because Bougie Sean is a switchblade carrier.
But I didn't know about, I touched the gun and the slide went off and it chopped my finger and chopped my finger up really good.
Yeah.
But
training.
It is about training.
All about the education.
It's all about education. I mean,
it is. Jade's trying to walk out of here. Come here, give me a kiss if you're leaving, baby.
Don't leave us.
Jade's trying to leave the peanut gallery. Yeah, she's got to go pick up kids. And I will tell you 2 things on that. But one of the things, hey, baby, give me a kiss. Mwah. Bye, be careful.
You're not coming down the line with those?
Next.
Cain killed Abel with a rock. They didn't go around trying to outlaw the rock, and it's the content of a person's heart, and that's the deal. Our son, he's 12 years old and he's in the Scouts, and one of the things, and that's one of the things I love about Texas, is the high school has a clay shooting team down there where we live, and I'm pushing him to really be a part of that. So we take him out a good bit and we shoot clays. And this he's lights out. He just kills it,
nailing them.
And so as in the Scouts, he had to qualify 2 different rounds of 25. He had to hit 12 out of 25. The first round he hit 12 out of 16. The second round he hit 12 out of 14. That's shooting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so, it's fun. That's the deal. And you guys, and the reason you're here, you guys are creating, not only outside of the gun store, you guys are creating this phenomena around the Fort Worth area, which is the Texas Gun Experience. Mm-hmm. Texas Gun Experience. If you break that down, Texas, you automatically think gun's going to come after that because that's the way people think. But gun experience, what is the experience that people are going to have with guns?
So the new facility being built, it'll be in Grapevine on Main Street. It's going to be 20.
Just think about what you just said, Joseph.
Mm-hmm.
In Grapevine, one of the fastest growing communities in the Fort Worth area, on Main Street. Next to the airport.
The airport's right there.
Right by the sandwich shop. Yeah.
All indoors, 35,000 square feet.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. We're going to have 26 lanes. About half of them are going to be 50 yards. The other half are going to be 25.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have a VIP area where people can get a little more of an exclusive experience. If you want to come in, we'll have TVs everywhere. If you want to do a little shooting, maybe eat with us for a little bit. We'll have options. No restaurant in there, but we're going to have plenty of catering offered. We're going to have an area exclusively for knives, something that the area
that's cool.
We feel the area needs as well.
See, knives are another thing that I think that like dudes are just like you can't have enough.
Well, and some people just they would prefer to not carry a pistol, so we want to give them some options out there. But one of the big things that we're going to have is we've already got little under 200 machine guns right now.
200 machine guns?
Nice.
All varied types. Yeah.
Sweet mercy. Don't date their daughters.
So these are all going to be available for rent.
200 machine guns on a shovel. Wow.
Yeah. And you can come in, rent them, have a good time. We're going to have a meeting space. It's 2 30-seat classrooms there. You can come in. You can have an event even if you want to, maybe a bachelor party or whatever the event may be around.
We're going to have chicks and guns and fire trucks and 200 machine guns.
That's what
a bachelor party.
That's what dudes like.
Yep. And
Stag films and machine guns.
Come in, shoot some guns, come eat with us, cater in whatever we want, whatever you want, and have some options. It's going to be nice.
Jared, how did you guys come to the conclusion to say, you know what, I just want to go out there and be the biggest badass in the world of badassery that we could possibly be?
What's cool is the historic piece. We started, Dad's store started there in 1985 on Main Street down at the opposite end in a little house there. And it was just, when we got it from Dad, it was just a kind of a two-man operation. And so we've been able to grow it and do it and now bring it full 360 back 35 years later back to Grapevine. And Grapevine loves the story. They, Mayor Tate, everybody that's still, up there knows our father and from years and knows us from working at the store when we were younger. So it's cool to bring it back full circle. But it's great.
I will
great
say
area.
that they have a nice jail in Grapevine. I spent one night there, and it was they treated you like
not the one on the street there. That's
human.
from the 1800s, is it?
No. They treated you like a human, and I thanked them for a great night of hospitality. They said, well, treat people like animals, then they're going to be animals, and we treated people like humans. And I was like, it was a good night. It was like a private cell, and it was good. The phone cord was that long, and somehow I wrestled my big old head in there to make a phone call. Y'all think I'm lying? I'm not. They were sweet to me on Grapevine. That was a few years ago. Anyway, I used to have an interesting life. Now I just run my mouth. But no, Grapevine's a great community. It's a great area, and so you're saying that the community in and of itself and the folks, I mean, they've kind of opened their arms to you to come in there.
100%.
They really have. It's they've been nice all the way around.
Yeah. That's a fun deal. I mean, I almost want to do the Tim Allen grunt, because that's you talk about guns and just the ability to go off. And now let me just say that when you go in, I've fired machine guns, you fired machine guns. It's not like the movies. It's not like the movies. Talk about the difference there, because people think they're going to go in there and be Rambo or Chuck Norris.
Yeah, it's a very controlled environment. It's going to be a very safe environment. We're going to great lengths actually to make it. A lot of times, if you could just go into a concrete box and shoot something, the reverb from all the shock is really going to hurt. And we're going to pretty extensive lengths to soften that as much as we can, as much as you can. And when you walk in, it's going to be where you have somebody that escorts you basically down, a range safety officer that walks with you, you and your group. You'll have an option for whatever machine guns you want to shoot. He's going to take you through just a quick, hey, here's how it works. He'll most likely put a hand on your shoulder afterwards, just unless you're really experienced and know what you're doing, but they're always going to be keeping an eye on things. The amount of smiles that come after shooting a machine gun and really feeling that adrenaline rush is something else.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
You're right about that. I mean, the emotion that comes from it. You remember that? You remember was it the CNN guy? I shouldn't say, but one of them, the guy who went out and shot the AR-15. He's talking about, I was so nervous because I felt, I was intimidated because the shells were coming towards my face and the heat off of the gun and I'm like, Jesus, dude.
We talked earlier
Get
about
off the soy
fake
milk.
news.
I mean, what a vegan.
What a vegan! What a vegan!
What a vegan.
This guy, oh my God, eat a steak, bro. Good Lord, man.
Let's go shoot some guns. Let's do it.
Yeah, I mean, oh man, I don't know. I just never, I've never been afraid of horses. But I grew up with them. I've never been around.
I want to go hunting.
Never been afraid of guns. I grew up with them.
I want to go hog hunting. I want to do that.
From a helicopter. I'm not getting a helicopter.
I'm not getting a helicopter. I want to go to hunt. I want to go to hunt. I'm serious. Why not?
Okay.
Let's do it.
I'll take you. I will take you, Bougie.
I'll be the prettiest guy on the range.
Bougie, you can't rub that smelly crap all over
I can't
your
wear
body
beard
and then
oil?
go out there and hunt, though.
Oh, really?
No, you got to go out there and smell out the wild. You know,
No, I
like you
can't
do
do
in the
that.
mornings after drinking at
can't
the
do that.
Trump Hotel in Washington, D.C.
I bring wipes with me everywhere I go. I can't go to.
He brings wipes. That's like Party Foul. Party
that's the kind
Foul
of
can't
bath.
take a dump without taking a shower.
No.
He takes 6 showers a day.
6 a day.
It's the truth. As soon as we go into Natalie, look, you were just over there
lot.
posing, Natalie,
Am I
with
We were.
y'all were taking selfies together. Steve's the only person that looks happy in this scenario. You know what? I feel like I need to take a shower
he
at this
smells
point.
good.
My God. So much being. Look at Steve. He's just sitting over there like a.
Happy.
God, you're so.
No complaints.
I'm happy.
Texas gun experience, Grapevine, Texas. I love this. What's the estimated time for before you guys? And I know you got to deal with all the crap and the
Construction.
building and all that stuff going out.
Construction's making us pucker a little bit right now. It's frustrating. Just
What are you
It's
hoping for?
raining every 3 days.
Yeah,
We're shooting for September, October time frame,
yeah.
and
Not that long.
it won't be that long.
September.
Once we get out of the dirt, it's going to go fast.
Yeah.
So
We know a Mexican guy that can help out. Metro Jason.
Metro Jason Hernandez. Yeah,
Get him on there.
he doesn't have a single callus on his hands. Not a
Need
single
more
one.
than one.
He doesn't
This is a
have
dude who
callus.
rubs body butter on himself. He goes to the farmer's market to get the cowboy man body
Totally.
butter, and that's
Good.
literally
Is that-
what it's
is that
called,
good
cowboy
stuff,
man
huh?
body
Yes.
butter. He rubs it all over
Single
himself.
callus on his hand.
Trust me, not a single callus. This
looks
guy,
like Tom
he
Sandoval.
doesn't even turn the pages on a book. He's got somebody. He's got one of them little things, little stick. He turns it.
He's pretty.
Yeah, he's pretty. He's pretty. He's pretty. But no, I'm excited about what you guys are doing. I mean, I think that it's and I love the name of it because it is an experience. People come out of there with a smile on their face. My wife, Jade, that just left, she'd never fired a gun till we got married. And I took her to the range one day years ago, and I said, I'm going to teach you how to do this thing. Turns out, as most women are, they're better shots than men.
they're not overthinking it like we are.
Well, and we're muscle. I mean, I'm muscle. I don't know about you boys.
I'm going to hold this right where I need to.
You want to muscle into that thing. And girls don't do that.
Follow
They got the
instructions.
finesse muscles, and they just kind of squeeze it out, just squeeze it out.
Bullseye, bullseye,
Look at my
bullseye.
gun. It looks like a Tiffany's bag. Look at my manicure. This is why I hold my finger out straight, not in the trigger. Because look at my manicure. Girls shoot totally different from dudes, man.
That's how I shoot, I guess.
Oh, you shoot.
That's why he cut his finger.
Exactly.
That he's black. God, bougie.
Jamaican, you said, right?
He's not Jamaican. He's Chinese Jamaican.
Jamaica.
And that's a fact, Natalie. Natalie?
Yes.
Have you ever met a Chinese Jamaican?
I haven't. Well, no.
Yeah, well, he is.
Okay.
Look at him.
Is that true?
Yeah.
It's true.
Is it?
He's
All
a
right.
Chinese Jamaican. Can you believe a Chinese man found a Jamaican woman that would sleep with him? That's messed up. That is messed up. I mean, there's certain ethnicities that you never in a million years thought would get together.
Look how pretty
Like,
he is.
he's beautiful.
He is
Isn't he? You
pretty.
should smell his beard. It's like every time we make everybody that comes in here smell his beard. I'm
Springtime
sure that
fresh.
these
Does
giant
it?
gentlemen will not do that. No, Jared says, hell no.
Getting that
It
close.
looks like you're watching 80s porn. Like if you zoom right into people's face on his beard, it's really
He
pretty.
kind of looks a lot like
know what you're saying.
But
who's
it
that
smells-
Jillionaire?
What?
He looks like Jillionaire.
He looks exactly like Jillionaire. There are people stopping us in Washington, D.C. going, Jillionaire! And I'm like, you really think Jillionaire would be at a conservative political action conference? I don't think so, Hollywood. Jesus. Anyway, I'm excited for you guys. I think it's a great thing. I want to come into the store. Our good friend Jara, she texted me this morning. She's so full of pressure. She's such a sales girl, and she's but my wife Jade, she's shot with Jara before, and it's always been an educational experience because Jara's good about really talking to women about how to defend themselves and how to handle and all that stuff, and it's a good deal. So I think education is the key.
It is the key. And
Training.
we've even there's so many women that want to be involved with it now. We've got a couple women on the staff that it's just Jara's one of them, and then we've got Megan as another one, and it's easy to come in and have a conversation even currently. Yeah. So the current place is DFW Shooting Sports over in Bedford,
Right.
And that's Texas Gun Experience is.
Will y'all keep that storefront, or will y'all move everything over to Great?
We're going to go ahead and move everything over.
Yeah, probably smart.
And I think that's the plan. We might run some online things out of the current location just to diversify a little bit to smooth out some of those peaks and valleys.
Yeah.
But I think it's just we're going to be a little more accessible right there off of 114 in Grapevine.
It's a great location.
And the culture that we've built at that store has helped with our success.
Yeah.
I mean, they know what we expect, and you'd see. I mean, you're a gun guy. You go into a lot of the gun shops. There's a lot of old school arrogance. There's
stuffiness,
and you can't do that these days. People leave. They want to be educated, treated with respect. And that's what we've done a great job doing that, and that's part of the experience.
I'm glad you brought that up, Jared, because you're exactly right. Sometimes people go in there. Let's say they're new to guns. Let's say they're trying to explore. They're trying to learn, and they go in there and they feel intimidated because it's like I don't know. I don't. I'm trying to. Maybe I want to have a gun at home for personal protection, home protection. What do I need? What's a 380? What's a 22? What's a 44? What's a 40-45? I mean, you start. What's a 308? What's a 226? 5? It's all these things, and you're like, I don't know what any of that means. And just to be able to go in and comfortably say, I don't know, teach me. How important is that?
It's huge. That's our culture. That's what we do daily.
Yeah.
Daily.
So I encourage folks, go look up Joseph and Jared. Go find them. They're right there in Bedford, Texas. I mean, you can't miss Bedford. It's the middle of the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. I mean, you guys are right in the heart of it, and you're about to be in Grapevine on Main Street. God bless Texas. Yesterday, or 2 days ago, was Texas Independence Day. You know why? Because we can.
Because why not?
Like we're not even a nation anymore, but you know what? We can. And God bless March the 2nd. Shut up, bougie Sean. Go back to Jamaica. Go find your Chinese roots, man. Go back and live in communism.
I was born in Brooklyn.
Like I said, go back and find your communism. Golly, you probably vote for Bernie Sanders. You going to vote for Bernie Sanders?
No comment. No, of course not. I'm not voting for Bernie Sanders.
Who's gonna, how many? You thought that 16 people running for the Republican candidacy of president in 2016 was a lot? I promise you, every Democrat out there is going to run.
But it whittles itself down though fast. I mean, who's going to?
There'll be 40 candidates. There'll be 40 freaking candidates. Michelle Obama's going to run. You heard it here right now, Michelle Obama, and that's the only person that scares me. That's the only person.
What about Biden?
Biden doesn't scare me. He's a fool. He could be dead tomorrow. I'm talking about a heart attack. Like, I'm not talking about, who did the over there? Was that you, Nelly? No, it was
me.
Party foul. Shut up, party foul.
Just spoke
Do
death
not put
into that
intent
man's
where it
life.
was not intended.
I don't like that.
Pecker. Joe Biden, he's busy kissing a 13-year-old right now. This guy. You heard it right here on Blaze TV. Call Glenn Beck if you have a problem. Look, I got pictures to prove it. The dude's a freak, man. He's Creepy Joe, Uncle Joe. No, the only person I'm scared of is Michelle Obama. She's the only one that scares me. And that's because people think that Obama was something.
I mean, Clinton might run again, too. Why not? Just
Who?
have everybody. Clinton. Hillary. Might as well throw everybody in the party.
Well, hey, John Hickenlooper,
be
whatever
great.
his name is, the former governor of Colorado that ran that state into the ground.
Yeah, they passed marijuana. They're happy. They're cool. He's
running. He's asking the Clintons to help him get into the White House like they know how. Hillary doesn't know how. Beta male! Anyway, the website's not up and running yet, but where is it going to be? Is it going to be TexasGunExperience.com?
So we do have a landing page.
Gotcha.
We are actually on TexasGunExperience.com.
Yeah.
We're still building everything else we're going to be doing on the future website, but get all our information there. We've got membership information there. If you say, hey, as we look forward to when this place does open, we want to go shoot there. We've got discounts right now. You're getting a couple of months free for the first year. And then, of course, we've got DFWShootingSports.com. That's where we are right now.
DFWShootingSports.com. Mm-hmm. Y'all on Instagram or Twitter or anything like that? Any of that crazy stuff?
We are, but I don't know all the addresses.
Yeah, exactly. Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah, just go to the store.
And they are on Instagram. They're under.
Here comes the woman to set us all straight. Jeez.
DFW Shooting Sports.
Is that the Instagram?
Instagram.
Is that the @?
Yeah.
The at's at DFW Shooting, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I love guns. I love guns. I love gun culture. I love it. There's just nothing like this. Therapeutic. That's my therapy. I go to the range. We've got access to 40 acres that we go down. We can shoot skeet. We can shoot rifle. We can shoot pistols at 25 yards, and we're left alone. It's an outdoor range, and I can't wait for you guys to get open because I'm going to burn the road up between 121 and 114.
Yeah, we're going to have you in. Come do some shooting with us.
Yeah, and I'm going to come by the store. I've been by the store a million times, but I haven't been in the store, and I want to come by there in Bedford.
Yeah, come see us.
Love to see you.
I think we'll bring the camera crews in there. We'll shoot some stuff because, God, I love guns.
Got a good inventory.
We usually keep about 1,000 guns in inventory.
You're just trying to sweet talk me now. Look, Valentine's Day was last month. 1,000 guns. This man said 200 machine guns, and I'm like, boy, you better stop. Boy, I swipe right.
Jade's gone.
Jade's gone. Jade's gone, and Daddy took his pills this morning. You know what I'm talking about?
Thousands of guns and one Natalie.
Don't roofie me. I'm a sure thing. What? What'd you say, Natalie?
That's it.
Oh, that's it. Okay. Party foul Steve. He ain't never been so happy in his life sitting over there next to a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader. Look at him.
Last year, we had a friend, Mark Turnley. You're talking about the good news about guns.
Yep.
Walked into a convenience store, and a kid pulled a knife out while he was in there. Mark was carrying, concealed, put the gun to the kid's head and said, I'd rethink this if I were you. Kid ran out.
Did.
Exactly right.
There's some Reformed Democrats now that were in that convenience store with him right at that moment. And
nothing will bring you to a religious conversion of becoming conservative faster than watching the Second Amendment in action.
Yep.
Well, and the convenience store worker said, do I need to call the police? And I'll never forget, Mark said, I think we're good.
No, I think
There's no need.
Problem solved.
Problem solved.
That is the deal. And that's the difference. And Natalie, you bring up a very, very good and important point. Folks that know how to handle guns, they're not gun crazy. They're not gun nuts. They're not out there looking to shoot somebody. We have to address this issue of mental illness, and I mean real mental illness. I'm not talking about somebody that comes back and they spent time in Fallujah and they were in the middle of the crap and all of a sudden they have PTSD and things like that. They're dealing with that and they're working through it. I'm talking about real mental illness. I'm talking about Ronald Reagan back in the 80s, empties the asylum, crazy man, crazy woman get together, procreate, now they're living on the street in Denver. That's the crazy I'm talking about. That's the nuts. You got to start assessing that kind of thing. We've got to have if somebody has a federal charge against them, if they got a felony on it, those things have got to be caught. You can't let that slip through the cracks.
You're right.
Those are the deals. That's healthy. But the average gun owner out there that has had the training, has had the education, is not walking around in ignorance, and they're not trigger happy looking to shoot somebody. Step on my property, get off my lawn, that kind of thing. That's the kind of story that Natalie just told, because now you're looking at this and you're going, no, I don't want to hurt anybody. But I don't want to get hurt. I don't want my family to get hurt. And we're going to make sure that, we'll use whatever force necessary. So appreciate you guys, because not only are you giving them the experience, but you're giving them the education, and that's a big, big deal. And I wish you nothing but the best of success.
Appreciate that. You guys are coming to shoot with us. So
we're going to shoot.
Get ready.
We're going to shoot. We're going to shoot all the guns. Somebody said, how many guns do you need? Every damn one of them.
One of each.
Every damn one of them. If I could just get 6 Sauer to come down lower on their prices. Because dang, they proud of this stuff, man. I just want that 1911 with that coin in the top. And I'm like, 1,700 what? Dollar bills? This ain't Canadian? Good Lord. I know these Stanyer boys.
Get you one of those Legions.
There you go. Oh gosh.
They're pretty.
Just gets me excited. I sleep with one at night.
They're fun to shoot, too.
It's right there on it. Like people say, do you keep it in a safe? No, I keep it on the bedside table. It's not even in the drawer.
Gotta get to it quick.
I'm like, I wish I would.
Keeps me warm.
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, exactly. Listen, I got a 12 gauge pump with buckshot in that sucker.
My wife has a shotgun. I don't. I didn't know she had one in the house when we first started dating.
You're going to be on an episode of Snap.
Probably will be. She's a crazy white woman.
Keep talking trash. Come home with some strange...
I love you, babe.
Strange oil in that beard. Smelling. You're going to be on an episode of Snap, son.
I love you, babe.
All right, boys. I appreciate you guys. Thanks
Appreciate
for
you
coming
very
on.
much.
Check them out. Follow them. Go out there and go to Bedford. Go to the gun store. Go to the Texas Gun Experience. They're going to open it up later on 2019. It's going to be a good deal. We're going to be come on. Hey, we'll do a deal. I'll make a deal with you right now. We'll have a couple of events out there where I'll come hang out. Party Foul Steve, Bougie will come out. We'll bring Metro Jason, who's not here today. Mark. We'll bring the cameras out there. We'll hang out. We'll have a party. We might drink a little apple juice and we'll shoot first and then we'll drink a little apple juice after. But let's go ahead and make that deal. So later this year we're gonna have a party, Texas Gun Experience. We're gonna have fun.
A little grand opening action.
Oh, come on! I love cutting ribbons.
There we go.
Look at me, man. Kissing babies, cutting ribbons. That's what I do.
I like it.
That's
I love you guys. Y'all be good.
Thank you.
Hey, everybody, thank you. I want to tell you again now. Even though you watch it on YouTube or on Facebook, I want you to go to where podcasts are available. That's on Google, on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, SoundCloud, wherever you get them. Hit subscribe, hit download. It'll give you a notification every week because it helps us when it comes to the numbers. And go subscribe at blazetv.com/Chad. Use hashtag Chad. There it is, right there, promo code Chad. I guarantee it's going to save you some money, and you can have a lot of fun. We're giving you this for free. We're giving you the podcast for free. But you're missing out on Humor Me. And the last episode we did last week with Antonio Okafor and my good buddy, The Undertaker, WWE's legendary, The Undertaker. And he knows I can take him. I can undertake him. We shot guns. It was all about the Second Amendment. We named that episode Gun Nuts. Go watch it. Get it. Subscribe. I love y'all. God bless. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye.